Subtracting integers. Please remember to write everything from the video into your notes because you need all of the information in order to be successful in subtracting integers. When we subtract integers, the subtraction problems can be rewritten as addition problems. This can be done by changing subtraction to addition and changing the sign of the number being subtracted. Let's look at what this looks like in an actual problem. Let's try 4 minus 9. This can be rewritten as 4 plus negative 9, which equals negative 5. I've drawn a diagram to the right to help you remember how this works. Remember, these are called zero pairs. 1 positive plus 1 negative equals 0, so they cancel each other out. And I do this as many times as I can. Now that I've canceled out all the zero pairs possible, I am left with 5 negatives, or negative 5. Another model we can use to show this is a number line. This model shows that when you subtract 7, the result is the same as adding negative 7. So you can see when I combine positive 6 and negative 7, the result is negative 1. We would get the same result if we subtracted 7 from 6 or if we added 6 plus negative 7. So it gives you the same result. Let's try a few example problems. The first one is 8 minus 13. Remember, we can rewrite this as 8 plus negative 13. And we apply the rules we learned about adding integers with two different signs. So 13 minus 8 gives me 5. To decide if my answer is positive or negative, I need to find the absolute value of 13 and the absolute value of 8. The absolute value of negative 13 is 13, and the absolute value of 8 is 8. 13 is greater than 8, so that means since our 13 in our addition problem was negative, then the sum will have to be negative. So our answer is negative 5. Next is negative 10 minus 7. This can be rewritten as negative 10 plus negative 7. Well, when we add two integers that have the same sign, we just add the numbers and put that same sign in front. 10 plus 7 is 17, and because both the 10 and the 7 in our problem are negative, then our answer is going to be negative. So our answer is negative 17. What if we tried positive 10 minus negative 7? This can be rewritten as 10 plus 7. Because remember, as we discussed before, subtraction problems can be rewritten as addition problems by changing subtraction to addition, which we just did, and changing the sign of the number being subtracted. So instead of saying 10 minus negative 7, we can say 10 plus positive 7. And this gives us positive 17. Now we need to determine or solve the absolute value of 6 minus 10 minus the absolute value of negative 8. In cases like this, the absolute value bars act as grouping symbols. 6 minus 10 can be written as 6 plus negative 10, which is negative 4. Now, this is still in the absolute value bars. So all we did was 6 minus 10. We found 6 plus minus 10 equals negative 4. Okay, so this basically was rewritten like this. We still have to find whatever the rest of the problem is. So the absolute value of negative 4 minus the absolute value of negative 8. Well, the absolute value of negative 4 is 4, and the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. So we can write this 4 minus 8, and 4 minus 8 is going to be negative 4. Let's try one final problem. The negative absolute value of negative 4 minus 1 minus the absolute value of negative 3. Now remember, the absolute value bars act as a grouping symbol, and so we're going to have negative 4 minus 1. We'll just focus on this part for now. Well, negative 4 minus 1 can be rewritten as negative 4 plus negative 1. When you combine two integers with the same sign, then the sum will be the same sign as both the numbers in the problem. So in this case, negative 4 plus negative 1 is going to be negative 5. So the negative of the absolute value of negative 5 minus the absolute value of negative 3. So I want to go ahead and find the absolute value of negative 5, and that's 5. And I want to find the absolute value of negative 3, which is 3. Don't forget there was a negative sign in front of the absolute value bars, which means that we're going to have to apply that negative to the absolute value of negative 5. The absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5, but because of that negative sign on the outside of the absolute value bars, we're going to write negative 5 minus positive 3. And remember, that can be rewritten as negative 5 plus negative 3. And again, when you combine two integers with the same sign, the answer is going to also have that same sign. So negative 5 plus negative 3 is going to be negative 8. So our answer is negative 8.